everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today I am bringing you a sweet treat, quick and easy recipe. I think it has 4 ingredients plus some water to make it super simple, and you should have most of these things in your pantry. So the first thing you're going to need are some quick oats. You can use old-fashioned oats, but I prefer quick oats in this recipe. The next thing you're going to need is some protein powder. The protein powder we're using today is this Little Debbie Cosmic Brownie protein powder. However, if you are following some of my previous advice, I told you to pick out a nice vanilla protein powder, because if you need chocolate, you could just go ahead and add in cocoa powder and turn this into a chocolate. However, I did see this Cosmic Brownie and I really wanted to try it. Plus, I thought this would be really good to bake with, so we're going to try this one out today. I haven't scanned the points on it yet. It may be a little higher than the Quest because normally they are, but again, we're going to go ahead and go with it because I'm super excited to give this one a try. So we have this one. So anyway, back to what I was saying. We need a protein powder, we need some quick oats, we need some powdered peanut butter, and then we need some type of sugar-free chocolate chips. Now, if you really want to get fancy, you can also add in some mini M&Ms, and that makes it really good. Did I even say that these are going to be protein energy balls? Super good. Quick, easy. It makes, I don't know, 12 or 15 in a batch, depending on how big you roll them. Today, we're just going to scoop them. I do have a boo-boo, and I thought I had some gloves here. I'm filming my camper today. So I thought I had some gloves here, but I don't. So I'm just gonna go ahead and scoop them out, and they might be a little misshapen, so they'll be more like scoops than balls, but that's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get a bowl. I'm gonna change the angle so that we can dig in. And before we get started, don't forget, if you like this video, share it, give me a little thumbs up, leave some comments below. With that said, let's get this recipe put together so we can snack on something yummy and healthy when we have that sweet tooth craving hitting. That was a lot, wasn't it? All right, let's get this recipe together. Okay, we're gonna do a little change of plans. As I had just filmed making an entire plate of these yummy protein bites, I apparently shut my camera off. So we're gonna go ahead and stick these back in the fridge. I'm gonna do that now while I'm thinking about it. And we're going to make a second variation. So the first variation had this protein powder, which is 3 points per scoop, some quick oats, some sugar-free chocolate chips, and, as I'm knocking things over, some PB Fit. This variation will also have the quick oats, but I'm going to use the other ones because I was out of that one. We're not going to use this. And instead, we're going to change up the variation. So we're going to do 1/3 cup of PB Fit, 1.5 cups of quick oats, 1 scoop of caramel protein powder, which is going to be 1 point. And then I'm going to add some sugar-free chocolate chips and some mini M&Ms. And again, of course, some water. So 4 ingredients. This one will have 5 plus some water, so not too bad. But I'm going to keep an eye on my camera this time to make sure it doesn't shut off. And we're going to go ahead and try this again. Hope my friends like some yummy protein bites because they're going to be helping me eat them today. All right, so we got 1.5 cups of oats. And these are the quick oats. So 1.5 cups of the oats. And we're still rolling. That's a good thing. We're going to need 1/3 cup of PB Fit. If you have PB2, you can also use PB2. Either one will work. I just prefer the PB Fit. So we're going to do 1/3 cup of that. All right. The next thing we're going to use is our protein powder. Again, we're going to do the caramel today. scoop of that in. I love the way that caramel smells. That caramel also does really well in protein coffee. I'm gonna jump over here to the other side of my kitchen, and I'm going to add in a couple of packs of some Splenda. I just get the Meyer brand. So I'm gonna add in 3 packs of Splenda. Again, these are supposed to be sweet craving chasers, so let's go ahead and put in 3 packs of that. We're going to get a spoon. I feel like I'm on repeat this time. Just gonna give that a quick little stir. Now I'm paranoid about my camera, so sorry about that. And I'm just gonna pour in some water. And again, you have to be careful because you don't want to pour in a lot of water because this will come together fairly quickly, and you don't want this to be too wet. So I always pour in a little bit and just stir and push and pull until it starts to come together. I'm definitely going to need to have just a little more. Just a little tad more, and that should do it. Again, I would love to give you a measurement on the water, but it just seems like it's different every time, and if I told you one amount, it may be too much. So just, as you see me doing here, just do it until it starts to come together. Probably use one more splash, but yeah, we're going to just use another small splash. And you can see that I'm just doing little tiny add-ins when I'm doing this. Whoops. Almost lost my bowl there. All right, that's good. That feels good. All right, so now we're going to add in our chocolate chips and our M&Ms. Because again, these are definitely going to be very desserty. I have my 1/3 cup measuring cup here. I'm gonna just do a little bit shy of 1/3 cup of those. Open these. Do probably a 1/2 of 1/3 cup of those. I'm going to throw those in. You know, just enough to make it fun. All right. And I'm just going to go ahead and give that a stir. And then we're going to just grab a plate and start to pull these together. Now normally I would fold these into balls, but I do have a boo-boo on my finger, and I really don't want to take a chance on messing that up because it's just starting to heal. You know, doing something I shouldn't have been doing and smash my finger. Of course, that's how it always happens. Grab a plate. And then my plan is to just do small scoops of these and just put them on the plate, just like I did before. Feeling like deja vu over here, but this one should go quicker. All right. So again, I have the oats, which now are 0. We have the protein powder, which I think is 1. I will scan that. If it's different, I will put a note across the screen here. And then the chocolate chips, maybe 6 points. M&Ms, another 4 points. So maybe 1 point per bite. Maybe if you have 2 of the smaller ones, it's probably 1 for 2. So I'm not being very exact with this one, I know, but it's really hard because normally I would kind of eyeball these and use my ice cream scoop, you know, my cookie scoop, and pull these together. And see what I mean about this? This one was a little bit wetter than the last dough. And again, if you're rolling these, they will actually come out really well. So note to self, next time I make these, just make sure that I'm able to roll them or have some gloves here so that I can do what needs to be done. But anyway, they are still going to be delicious, and it will keep me from eating something else that's probably higher in points. And now that I'm trying to get back on track, I'm looking at all of my old favorites and incorporating them back into my days. So just a couple of more here. Ooh, that's definitely, maybe that one's a little bigger. Maybe we'd call that one a 2-pointer. But again, I did not get to where I am right now by worrying about whether or not I was 1 point off on one of my things that I was eating. So I'm not going to really worry about it too much. All right, the last one I'm just going to scoop up and we're going to call it a day. All right. So again, I will put the ingredients down below for both variations, and hope that you try these in your kitchen because again, they are so super delicious. And how is that for something yummy to snack on when you have that sweet craving? All right, so with that said, I'm going to sign off for today. Hopefully everyone has a great day. Don't forget likes, comments, shares, all that good stuff. And with that said, we will see you next video.